Thankfully, this 200-mile drive from Brighton back to Nottingham has been a bit more successful than last week. I'm on the last 10 miles off the motorway. It's a very, very dark road. When I came down this road last week, I did make a film, and I don't know if you saw it, but I could not see a bloody thing. I didn't have an alternator belt, and I had no lights. I'd had to switch the lights off. But thankfully, with not just looking at the ammeter there, we are. 13.8 volts, and once again really good oil pressure. It's sort of just over 70 pounds. The car's running beautifully. The temperature's perfect at about 90. The only thing that doesn't work consistently is the old speedometer there. I'll get around to doing that at some point, but there's no urgency. Plenty more important jobs to do on the car. But I think the belt that's on there probably won't last very long. It hasn't broken on this journey so far, but even if it breaks at this late stage, I'll still be able to drive it home with the lights on. We're less than 10 miles from the destination, so I won't get time tomorrow night, but perhaps on Wednesday night I'll have a really good look at the belt that's on the car, and if there is, as I suspect there probably will be, some scorching or if it's been rubbing, or I'm just not sure what's wrong with it, whether the belt pulleys are out of alignment possibly. It would be putting awful friction on one side or the other. There's another possibility that the alternator bearings are slightly intermittent, and when I sort of spin it freehand, it seems and sounds perfectly fine, but there is a possibility that if the spindle's slightly bent, that it doesn't always, particularly if it's not under tension. That might explain it. Obviously, when the belt's broken and I'm spinning the bearing, it spins freely, but I'm unable to sort of hold tension on the belt pulley and spin it at the same time. It might feel somewhat different when it's under tension, so there could be something wrong with the bearing and it intermittently snagging. So I'll have a good look at the belt, and we'll see. If I'm expecting it to be slightly damaged, slightly scorched, because they should be slightly soft to the touch of the nail. When you dig your nail in, it feels a little bit rubbery, but when they get old, or if they've had friction on them, if they've been sliding, they do go very, very hard on the surface and your nail doesn't dig in very well. So I will be able to tell. If it's been really bad, it'll have ripped a few teeth out. So but there's definitely a problem which I'll get to the bottom of. But thankfully, I've made this journey. I've done about since fitting the belt, just shy of 460 miles. Brighton to Nottingham's 200 miles each way, plus I've done a little bit of running around Brighton. So, we've done quite well on this belt, even though I definitely know something's wrong. But thankfully, I'm going to make this journey without having to drive 100 miles in the dark with no lights. But, just reminding myself why I love this car so much, this particular model. It's a wonderful old beast. And if I'm absolutely honest, this is a six-cylinder, the 4.2. I love the six-cylinder 4.2 as much as I love the bigger V12. So I've had both, and I enjoy both. And given the option, I would have one of each. But I don't know, I don't sort of hanker after the V12 now I've got this. And likewise, if I had the V12, I probably wouldn't hanker after this. I love them both equally. It's funny, the V12, it's a lot more powerful. And it is a lot more quiet and smooth, but if I dare say it, and it's a mad thing to say, it's actually almost, on long drives, it can almost be a little bit boring. It's so eerily, spookily silent. There's very little engagement. You can't really hear anything at all. So, if anything, the six cylinders are far more entertaining to drive. But anyway, I'm coming up to an island now, so I'm going to stop gossiping and do the right thing and switch the camera off.